undefeated victory. Welcome to Mavs Live, brought to you by Frontier Communications. Dana, along with Cedric Ceballos and Devin Harris, and that was a great game plan. It was executed well, and it was a much-needed win, Devin.
It was. Everybody played well. Everybody played within themselves. And when I tell you they lived in the paint tonight, that's exactly what it is. 68 points in the paint tonight. I think that's a high for the season, maybe in the last couple seasons. But they just didn't settle for jump shots. They had a void, protecting the rim without Turner tonight, and they took advantage.
Well, no Turner tonight. I was going to say that's the reason why the paint was so open. But most importantly, it was by committee. Everybody contribute in a good way, defensively, offensively. And also, I love the way Luka handled, not in scoring a lot of points, but making sure he set up everybody to achieve tonight.
Yep, Maestro, Luka, tonight. He was dishing, and he was fantastic. We'll look more at his night in a moment. Let's start with KP, though. We just heard from him post-game, and he talked about getting some easy ones early on. It was a dunk fest for KP tonight. There is no question about it. It was layups. It was living at the rim. So often we see so many more outside shots from him. But as you guys have already said, the reason why it was open, and they just took advantage of it. And it really freed him up tonight. As he said, he didn't have to force anything, Devin.
He didn't, but I think he did a great job of just recognizing. Luka did a great job of getting him the ball early on, accepting the double teams, punishing them for not having enough guys in the paint. But KP really, offensive rebound, made his presence felt all night, and, did a great job of just really attacking the defense.
Just like playing with a Nerf ball with this guy, especially against this Pacer defense. Everybody's small. Sabonis in there, body-wise wide, but not tall enough to mess with any shot that Porzingis put up tonight. He had an opportunity to score, and he did so in a big way. Whether Luka or anybody else was setting him up, he got good looks, he got good balance, and like he said in the interview, he got his legs underneath him.
Said, how about this right here? Because he also, in that interview, talked about just how comfortable he is when he is playing the center position like he did tonight in the starting lineup at the 5. And we've got very similar sample sizes over the last 2 seasons for him playing at these 2 positions. And the numbers do tell a pretty strong story.
Well, I think the reason is because of that, because he's a lot faster, quicker, and he has an ability to take the ball outside of the paint. This is a guy who really achieves on putting the ball down, also catching and shooting. When you have a person that's 7 foot and releases at a high limit, very high level, it's really difficult to guard that. I think that's why he achieved so much at that 5 position. That's his natural position and a position that he's been playing all his life.
I think it's more his flexibility he talked about, being able to pop in a role, not letting defense kind of load up and setting on his stuff. And I think really what he's able to do is just really keep the defense guessing. And I think when you can do that, a lot more opportunities to get a lot more open shots.
We saw him all over the place tonight, and yet he told Mark and Harp and Skin after the game, doesn't have his explosiveness back in his legs yet. So imagine when he does, and he'll get that next step back, get into those defensive positions, get those blocks coming. KP is on his way. A 124-112 victory over the Indiana Pacers tonight. Let's check in with the head coach. Here's Rick Carlisle.
First of all, it was a great win for us. A very difficult game, just from the standpoint that they throw so much different stuff out there defensively. Even when you're scoring, they rev the game up, and they run it back at you so quick. It's hard to get real traction defensively. In the second half, we did better. Fourth quarter and finishing, we did great. We have a new award that we're giving only in wins. It's a defensive player of the game, heavyweight champion of the world belt. It says Mavs defensive player of the game. You'll see it on social media. Jonathan Lynn just took a picture of it. Willie Cauley-Stein was our defensive player of the game tonight. He was spectacular with block shots, rim protection, blocked a 3 out of the left corner, which was a huge play after a timeout. And so real happy for him. And, after 3 straight losses, this is a game that we had to have.
Awesome. Tim McMahon?
Hey, Rick. Arguably your best offensive performance of the season. How much of an impact do you think going a little smaller and playing KP at the 5 made?
Well, it made a huge impact on our offense for sure. With all the different defensive looks that we expected, and the fact that, if Turner wasn't playing, we were going to go smaller. If Turner had played, we would have stayed big, but we probably would have gotten small pretty quick. The 5-out spacing definitely helps. But I think KP and Willie proved down the stretch of the game that you can still score points and get stops, with playing with two bigs. And so that was great to see. And that was really the difference in the game, when we were able to get a string of stops with Willie in there.
Kevin?
Hey, good evening, Coach. This seemed like the two-man game between Luka and KP was working really well. Was there a concerted effort to get Kristaps cutting to the basket, especially knowing that Turner was out, to get us some easy looks and some easy buckets tonight?
Yeah, we want to get KP moving toward the basket on productive routes as often as we can. With their team being small and them being in a lot of zone looks, sometimes they were just cuts, sometimes they were screens and rolls, sometimes they were slips. But he did a great job of mixing rolls and pops. And, it was really a well-balanced game offensively.
It was kind of along the same lines, but 66 points in the paint was a season high, obviously. Was there a concerted effort to get to take advantage of that? And also, if you could talk a little bit about Tim Hardaway getting off the schneid there a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah, we had 68 points in the paint, not 66. So, look, we always want to get the ball in the paint. Every team in this league is scoring more points per possession when they get the ball in the paint first. It's just a fact of life. And in most cases, you get it in the paint, you're, 1.25 to 1.5 or something like that. And if you don't, you're probably under 1.0. And so it's a huge part of the game. And tonight we just, our guys did a great job of just playing basketball and playing the game. If you try to run plays against these different multiple, looks coming at you all the time, you slow down, guys start thinking too much, and you got to be in a reactive, make a play mode, not call a play. And the guys did a great job of that tonight.
Dwayne?